Hello everybody, welcome back to the Path to Bloodbath series. Today we have episode 2, and we're here to talk about the bunch of new demons I beat, including a very iconic and special demon for today's star demon of the video. If you don't know what this series is about, you gotta watch the first episode where I explain the origin of the series and how it works. Without further ado though, let's get into the demons of this video. By the way, small change from the first episode, from now on I'm only rating demons on GDDL by difficulty now instead of enjoyment, but once the series is over, I think I'm gonna make a tier list that'll decide like my final enjoyment ratings based on how good I think the level is like objectively. I'll also make a tier list for difficulty so I can fix any recency bias on my difficulty ratings, so just take my current difficulty ratings with a grain of salt. For my personal bias and opinion and levels that I really like or dislike, I'll put them into respective lists on GDDL when the series ends as well. Okay, let's get into the demons of this video. The first demon we're covering today is honestly one of my favorites so far in the series. I love the atmosphere and deco. It felt like a classic Hell-themed demon level, which I absolutely love. It also felt the closest to GD out of all the levels so far, because other levels have boss fights and shit that makes them feel like less like classic GD in a way. And this level allowed for the pure mechanics and gameplay of GD to be the focus of the actual visuals of the level. Speaking of the gameplay, it was very solid, very fun. Nothing too crazy in terms of difficulty, and it was very balanced in my opinion. I was able to beat the level in 228 attempts, and I'd give this level a tier 2 difficulty rating. I absolutely loved this level. The Undertale theming made for a beautiful atmosphere, the song was amazing and matched the gameplay well. The level was short and made use of every moment to present a fun yet challenging obstacle to overcome, which I enjoyed thoroughly, as it was never a boring level because of this, and the level is definitely another favorite of the series so far. It was really cool to get 2 back-to-back levels that just stood out to me and provided me with a really fun experience. I beat this level in 191 attempts, and I'd give this level a tier 2 difficulty rating. My experience with this level is funny. I wasn't locked in while playing this level because there was an NFL game going on between the Buffalo Bills and my Houston Texans, and I was listening to it while playing. I kept dying at dumb parts and I was starting to get a little frustrated, so I decided to put the game to the side to focus on beating the level. I kid you not, the first run I had when I stopped listening to the game was the run that I beat the level on. My attempt count was definitely inflated for this one, from my lack of focus on the level, and the only hard parts were really the swing in the beginning, just because I don't have much experience with the swing at all, because who the hell does, and this top to bottom section that threw me a curveball because I hadn't really seen anything like it before. But I beat the level in 272 attempts, and I'd give this level a tier 2 difficulty. I had taken a 1-day break prior to tackling this level, and I thought I'd struggle hard without the routine of playing once a day. However, this level was easier than I thought it was going to be, as it's very sight readable and has no real choke points that I had to worry about. I don't have much to say about it. It was a good looking level, and the fact I did back-to-back Whirl made levels was pretty cool. I beat this level in 103 attempts, and I'd give the level a tier 1 difficulty rating. I took a while to edit and finish the first Path to Bloodbath video because laziness, plus the fact it was Thanksgiving break, plus the fact I did the Peak Solo Ascent 1 challenge that y'all should definitely check out after this video, even though that video is kind of boring as a VOD style video and it definitely should have been an edited video like this one, but I was once again too lazy to do that, so I gave up on the idea. But don't worry, because I think I'll start locking in on editing soon with several edited videos coming out that hopefully y'all will enjoy. Anyway, yeah, this was my first level in a little over 2 weeks, and I was nervous that I'd struggle hard on this demon. However, the level was pretty easy in terms of sight reading, and all I had to do was overcome the tricky timing sprinkled throughout the level. It was really well made in terms of atmosphere and deco, and how the environment around me interacted with me, so that was cool. Overall, a pretty solid level to come back to, as it pushed me, but didn't push me too hard. I beat the level in 204 attempts, and I'd give this level a tier 2 difficulty rating. This level was an absolute beauty that still felt like classic GD. so I loved it. Gameplay was solid all around, and it was honestly easy in terms of obstacles and timings. The hardest part of the level is the length, as this was easily the longest demon I'd played, clocking in at 3 minutes and 21 seconds. This introduction of time as a challenge made me really nervous on the later parts, even though I knew how to do them no problem. But it didn't stop me from fluking the level from 40%. That's right, I beat 60% of the level first try on normal mode, which was a really satisfying moment. That run came as attempt 145. I'd still give this level a tier 2 difficulty rating for the time challenge that it introduced me. Another very nice looking level with fun and memorable obstacle sections, except for the wave at 80% that sucks. This level was a huge step up in difficulty, as you'll see by my attempt count. This was mainly because of the gimmicky gameplay that I wasn't used to, like having to buffer orbs or having to use mini-wave with this portal spike combo thing that I'd never done or even seen before. And obviously the stupid wave at 80% that I just couldn't figure out for some reason. Overall, a tough but good challenge, and the final tier 2 demon of the Path to Bloodbath series, which honestly, in my opinion, I think it's the first tier 3 that I've encountered since Skeletal Shenanigans. That's right, I would give this level a tier 3 difficulty rating after taking 850 attempts to beat it. This level felt more like the final boss of tier 2s instead of the introduction to tier 3 demons, as honestly, Glorious Fortress presented more of a challenge than this level. Either way, the Dust was very enjoyable with memorable gameplay sections and nice visuals. The difficulty came in some tight timings as well as fast ship and duel gameplay, so I had to practice those parts separately for a while before combining them for a run. The hardest part of the level for me was definitely the ship at around 30 to 40%. I beat this level in 418 attempts, and I'd give it a tier 2 difficulty rating, although it's definitely the hardest tier 2 in my opinion that I've done. This is the worst demon I've played since Demon Mixed and the Lightning Road, and it's not even close. The level, if you can even call it that, has terrible gameplay balancing, absolutely horrid hitboxes, and there's even bugs in this UFO part around the middle of the level where my UFO is perfectly hiding from the fish that's trying to kill you if it spots you, and I still end up dying. I also died at 97% because of a buggy transition, which was just the cherry on top of this horrible experience. This demon was easily one of the least favorites that I've had to face so far. Honestly, not just out of demons, but out of any type of level. The solid deco and music couldn't save what was terrible gameplay. I did hit 1,000 stars after beating this level though, so that was cool. I beat this thing in 382 attempts, and I'd give it a tier 2 difficulty rating, although I understand the community's tier 3 because of the bugs and hitboxes and unbalancement of the gameplay, making this level very tedious and frustrating to beat. I must be settling into tier 3 demons by this point because we now have another level that doesn't feel like a tier 3 at all. I like the song and gameplay, although the level feels like it's going to be forgettable for me because of how little time I spent with it. I literally have nothing else to say. I beat the level in 208 attempts, and I'd give it a tier 2 difficulty rating. This level was finally a proper tier 3 with some pretty tricky timings and overall challenging gameplay. The level had some good deco and a good song, although I'm noticing something interesting. The less I focus on the music in this game, the better I think I do. So whilst I'm not actually going to start removing the music from levels when I play, because I don't think that's fair, I feel like that's kind of like cheating in a way. I think I'll start ignoring the music when I'm really trying to lock in as much as possible, as it usually leads to me syncing up with my gameplay better unless the music and gameplay sync for a level is like perfect. I don't have much else to say about this level though. Just feeling good with my skill progression through beating this, and I beat this demon in 459 attempts, and I definitely give this one a tier 3 difficulty rating. Now it's time for today's star of the video, demon number 28, with a GDDL difficulty rating of 3 and an enjoyability rating of 6, Demon Park by M2Cool. If you didn't already know, this was the first demon level ever rated in GD's history, and it's the reason demon levels are even called that in the first place. This level was uploaded to the game on October 17th, 2013, and it might be one of the most influential demons that'll ever be made. With all that legacy and reputation behind it, it's kind of bizarre that I had never seen any gameplay of it up to this point in my GD career. But now it was not only time for me to see the gameplay, but actually play the gameplay myself. The first step, like with all my other demons I'd done in this video, was practice mode. Hey, we did a decent amount of that end part without any checkpoints. Okay, 18 attempts. Should be able to do it. After those couple of rounds in practice, I was feeling very confident, as this level didn't even feel like tier 3 difficulty. I think the fact that there was basically no deco was helping me understand and memorize the level a lot easier than modern GD demons. And since this level seems to rely heavily on memory gameplay, which is something I had already started getting better at, I felt like I'd defeat this demon no problem. Oh my god, 44 on the second attempt is crazy. No, I messed up. I should straight fly that part. Or not straight fly. But I should manually fly that part. I'm not gonna go on the tags. Dude, oh my god. We're about to finish this level already. I was getting further and further into the level, and I was so confident I was gonna beat it, I took my foot off the gas a little bit and started relaxing while playing, already thinking about the next demons in line for me to beat. That was a small mistake though, as I then started having some stupid deaths. It wasn't anything locking back in couldn't handle though. And after that small rough patch, I was ready to add the founding father of demons to my collection. What? Why are they like way off now? Hey, let's go, man. Let's go. Hey, no, that was easy. That was so easy. What the hell? that is not even a tier 3 for me. 252. Hey, gotta give a thumbs up for the first demon, obviously ever. Gotta respect it. That being said, definitely not a tier 3 for me at all. Like that was honestly not that bad. And I was messing up a decent amount. Look at that, 744, 77, and 100. Hey, we already got it down, bro. Let's go. Now that's a fun level though. That's a fun level to learn. Demon Park was surprising in two ways for me. In terms of difficulty, it was much easier and less stressful than I thought it was going to be. And I was expecting a lot more challenging memory gameplay that would piss me off constantly with all its tricks up its sleeve. That was not the case at all though, which leads to my expectation of not enjoying the level at all being completely wrong as well. I actually had a blast playing this level, as the memory gameplay ends up being very satisfying and rewarding once you get that victory run. I beat Demon Park in 252 attempts, and I'd give it a tier 2 difficulty rating. It was a surprisingly stress-free experience, which I'm going to enjoy for the time being, because I know the next star demon isn't going to hold my hand.